Maybe just the bullpen getting used a lot, maybe catching
Yeah.
up, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, we used Riley all 3 days, and he was outstanding. Got all four guys out. Um, they just pick each other up. I mean, we leave guys on base. Meaning when we're on defense, and that's because of all their contributions. And we've asked a lot out of a few of them, but they just keep responding. I mean, I think again, it's the story of the day. You start with Sam Dutton. He's given us more than I would have ever thought. And it was just kind of a gut feeling. That they were seeing the ball a little bit off him today and got some swings. Wanted to change the look with Bryce, who is a guy that we need to extend more innings when he goes out there, and did a great job doing that. I thought the middle of the game was going to be key. I wanted Eric to face the heart of their order, which is really tough to get through, and he did and got us through that. And then, shoot, from that point forward, Paul just wasn't sharp. I didn't do him any favors by bringing him in a 2-0 count. We should have started the inning with him. I'll kick myself for that one a little bit, just to give him a clean look. But he got us an out. He actually got us another out. We didn't make the play on. Might have ended the inning at 7-4 right there and made things a lot easier, but it didn't. Huge strikeout by Devin on Day, who I think he's a major leaguer. I think you'll see him on a major league diamond someday. We got him to 1-2. And then he walked the next guy, but I thought all of them were competitive pitches. I thought he was in complete control, so really big out by Devin. And then, Luke Mann going into the weekend was the guy that we weren't going to let beat us. And we asked a lot out of Riley, and he really delivered.
We kind of talked about earlier this week, it seems like you guys have one inning where things kind of start to unravel. What was it like that it totally didn't happen today when Riley came in, bases loaded, getting that out?
Yeah, huge. Tuesday, it was Devin who was pitching well, and I don't think we made a play for him there. And then I think it was Rez came in and got through it. I think we're seeing it more and more, and that's just building character and toughness within the program and within the players, and they're to be commended for that. And they're doing it together, which is really important, and I'm proud of them for that. And I think we have good players. They are prepared. We have a great coaching staff that prepares them, but there's the intangible things that we're growing, and it's important that we continue to do that. But I said a couple weeks ago, I think really good teams play well through mistakes, and we did that today.
Tyler McManus had a really good day at the plate.
Huge stud. Yeah, wow. He's been taking really good at bats lately. If you're following closely, Tuesday night against ULL, excuse me, 3 out of 4 quality at bats, moving the ball. The magic moment today was his 2-strike, 2-run double. I think it was 2-0, then it was 0-2. Then I think he fouled off like 4 or 5 pitches in a row. You could see him was choking up and battling and staying in the at bat, and got a mistake and hooked it down in the corner, and we scored 2. And then followed it up, later. And the 2-strike hitting continues to get better, which is a huge part of what we need to do to put pressure on teams, especially as you get later in the season and pitching sometimes tires. So really, he was a big reason we won the game today. And then managing the pitchers, through some of the defense and pitching mistakes on a pitch-by-pitch basis at a noon game after catching last night, and the game wasn't over till like 10:40. So great toughness by Tyler, great character, but that's why we brought him here this summer.
Riley Cooper came here from Arizona. How have you seen him develop from your time there to your time here? Like, how has he grown?
I think he's just on the pitching side, he's better. He's up to 93 with the fastball, but he's tough. When you talk about building character and building winning and building a program of winners, you got to start somewhere. And I think, the transfer portal was obviously a big deal for us with the guys that we got. They're all great players that are contributing. We don't win the game today without Tyler, Bryce, Riley, and Jacob. So that's obviously a big deal. But think of those guys and the type of people that they are, the type of competitors that they are. And nobody exhibits that on our team better than Riley. He affected 3 wins this weekend, and I believe he did the same thing at Mississippi State. So there's 6 wins in 2 SEC weekends where there's been a common thread, and it's been at the most important times. And some guys can handle it, some guys can't. There's no doubt in my mind. I have the slowest heartbeat in the dugout when he's on the mound, and that says everything you need to know about him.
Was this rubber arm thing where seems like he can throw every game, was it like this at Arizona? And was it like it when you recruited him?
Well, I mean, he threw like what did you throw, like 8 innings and gave up like 10 hits and 2 runs in high school or something like that. One of the best pitchers in Fresno high school baseball history, just a pure winner. And so nothing's too big. I mean, our team doesn't go to Omaha last year if he doesn't settle game 1 of the regionals last year and go 3 1/3 innings, and then we don't win game 1 of the super regional without him, going 3 innings, and we don't get to extra innings against Vanderbilt, and he's doing the same thing here. Like I said, I mean, A&M, the chaos of that game was we really needed to win that game. He was on the mound at the end, It certainly happened twice in the last 2 days, and so that's just pure toughness. I mean, he's a good pitcher. As far as bouncing back, he's a tank. I mean, physically, he can do whatever he wants to do.
Any more questions?
Kind of what's the thought process of going in a lineup left, right, left, right, left, right?
Well, I like how we're scoring when we're doing that. I think reassessing after Arkansas, you got to get guys on base in front of Dylan and Jacob. And Josh is a guy that gets on base. He's also a guy that if you don't pitch carefully at the beginning of the game, he's going to be standing on second base. Then you're dealing with those 2 guys, and then you go, who's kind of got the clutch gene on your team, and they're sitting there 4-5 with Doty and Morgan, and then Joe Bear has like 12 homers. I mean, sitting in the 7 hole. And if those guys wear him out, he takes advantage, has a huge weekend this weekend for us. And then Tyler, I mean, unbelievable ABs today. And then Josh Stevenson really coming into his own. So there's no break is really how I try to set it up that way.